my name is Jacqueline. I am a corporate flight attendant and welcome to my YouTube channel, Jacqueline Travels. Today is actually kind of a throwback vlog for you. I'm gonna be talking about what I miss most from the days when I was a commercial flight attendant. A quick little backstory on me. I have been a corporate flight attendant for a little over 2 years now, and before I went to the corporate flight attendant world, I was a commercial flight attendant for 5 years. I was hired with 2 different airlines, but I spent the majority of my time flying with one airline. And when I made the transition from a commercial flight attendant to a corporate flight attendant, everybody thought, oh my gosh, it's so glamorous. You get fancy private planes, layovers are generally longer, the pay scale is a little bit better, but there are some things that I do miss about commercial flight attendant life. So today I'm going to be talking about the #1 thing that I miss the most, that I think about every time I have to go to an airport, and that I think about before I have to get onto a commercial airplane. The thing I miss most about commercial flight attendant life is 3 letters, and those letters are KCM. If you're not sure what the acronym KCM stands for, it just means known crew member. And before I even get to the ins and outs of KCM and flight attendant life, I'm going to put this disclaimer out there. In this video, I am not giving away any flight attendant security secrets. Everything that I'm sharing with you is on the official government website for KCM. It's all public knowledge, it's all already out there. All right, so I explained KCM is what I miss most, and I explained that KCM stands for known crew member. But if you're not sure what any of that means, let me give you the definition that, again, I read online because the info's out there. I'm not committing a security breach in this video. So what is KCM? KCM is a joint initiative between airline employees, pilots, flight attendants, and the TSA. It's a way to positively identify employment status. So basically what that means, it's just easier for flight attendants or pilots, airline crew, to pass through airport security. I know travel is so exciting to so many people, and we can't wait to get to that new fun destination, but the thought of having to go through airport security stinks. We have to take our laptops out, we have to take our shoes off, we have to stand in lines. You always get stuck behind the one person who, even after all of these years, still doesn't quite get how it works. Airport security is a little bit different for pilots and for flight attendants. First off, we go through government background checks just to make sure that we are good people, not terrorists, not domestic terrorists, and we get some sort of security clearance. And with that clearance, we can go to a designated line for airline employees, and we are able to keep our full-size liquids with us. And since pilots and flight attendants travel on multiple day trips, it's so nice to have this option. You can keep up with your skincare routine, you can keep that nice conditioner with you. You don't have to worry about the 4 ounces or whatever the TSA limits are. I don't even know off the top of my head. So a huge benefit is just getting to keep our things with us. I do want to mention, however, KCM is not a free pass to avoid all security. Random searches happen, and they happen often. And usually if you are a reserve flight attendant and you got a quick call and you have to be to the airport in a very timely manner, your bags are going to randomly be searched, and it's going to take them forever. I feel like the random searches in KCM are more thorough than just regular passenger searches in regular airport security. And there have been some really scandalous stories that have come from flight attendants having their bags randomly searched. So I think the most notorious story was a JetBlue flight attendant having the biggest KCM violation on record. It was 2017, 2018, and this JetBlue flight attendant was in LAX, which is the airport code for Los Angeles International Airport, if you're not familiar, and they got a random screening through KCM. Well, the flight attendant completely panicked. She had already scanned her badge, so security agents knew exactly who she was, but she ran away and left her suitcase behind. And guess what they found in her suitcase? 60 pounds worth of cocaine, or if you want the dollar equivalent, $3 million worth of cocaine. So obviously a huge investigation was launched into this flight attendant who was trying to smuggle drugs through the KCM line at the airport. And you can Google it if you want to. Just Google JetBlue cocaine flight attendant, and there's like a million different articles on there if you want more info. But the thing that I think most flight attendants got from this story is we were so pissed off because we were afraid that we were gonna lose our KCM privileges. It just takes one bad person to ruin the system for everybody. After that incident, I will say random bag searches went up like a cajillion%. And obviously, I don't blame anyone for doing that. But luckily, all KCM privileges were not lost. So now if you're wondering if corporate pilots or corporate flight attendants qualify for KCM, yes, we actually do. A lot of corporate flight attendants are repositioned for work, or they work Part 135, so the plane is constantly being flown around based on whoever is renting the plane and where they are going. So even though that corporate flight attendant might be based in one city, a trip is starting in a different city and they'll have to airline there. So that's one reason why corporate flight attendants or corporate pilots on that hand might need KCM. We spend a lot of time in commercial airports. So I actually do not have KCM with my employer. I work Part 91, so my plane is not up for charter. The company owns it, and we fly our business executives around. So we are all based in the same area. We all fly out of the same area. The only time that I fly commercial for work is if I'm going to training or when I attended the NBAA conference in Dallas. And one time when we were in Miami, we had a mechanical issue and the plane broke, and it was gonna be 2 or 3 days for them to fix the private jet. So I just hopped onto a commercial flight. I went through normal security. I left all of my important belongings on the private jet, and I flew home that way. So in the 2 years that I've been a commercial flight attendant, I think I've only had to airline for work 3 or 4 times. If you're wondering if a flight attendant has to be in uniform to use KCM, no, they technically don't have to go through the KCM lines in uniform. However, if they choose not to, the rules are far more strict. So there's plenty of times when a flight attendant wouldn't need to be in uniform while using KCM. If they are commuting for work, they don't need to be in uniform because they're not a working crew member. But like I said, since the rules are strict, the security agents have been known to take their larger belongings, their larger liquids like shampoo or conditioner or whatever they might be carrying, and confiscate them. So the only way that you are really safe or safer in that situation is to use KCM while in your flight attendant uniform. I would also like to point out it is a huge violation to clear KCM in your flight attendant uniform and then go into an airport bathroom and then change into your civilian clothes. So airport security monitors everything. If they see you do this, you can lose your KCM privileges. So as you can see, KCM is a lifesaver in so many situations. 1, you get to avoid those long security lines. 2, you get to keep your shoes on. 3, you don't have to unpack your entire world to show security. It's fast, it's easy, it's convenient, and it's a perk that I miss so much from my commercial flight attendant days. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Please leave me a thumbs up for it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future flight attendant videos. If you guys have any other questions, comments, thoughts, or concerns on KCM or anything else flight attendant related, make sure to post them down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you're looking for me on social media, my Twitter handle is @JackTravels. That's JAC Travels. And my Instagram is Jacqueline Travels, just like it is here on YouTube. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks.